The European Union has been savaged for imposing a catastrophic requirement to pigeon fanciers that is now threatening Britain's position as a leader in pigeon racing. Post-Brexit regulation has stopped pigeon racers from keeping up with a long-standing tradition of cross-channel competition. Fanciers are now being required to have their birds undergo a 21-day stay in France before being allowed to release them for the race. Speaking to the BBC, Ian Evans from the Royal Pigeon Racing Association warned the ban could be catastrophic for fanciers. People just can't believe what's happening because, as it's been said on many occasions, the pigeons pose very little risk for the two diseases that are at the focus of the health requirement. All the pigeons are vaccinated against Newcastle disease annually, so there's no risk of spreading the disease there. And the other disease they're focusing on is influenza, which obviously in recent years has been a big problem. But all the scientific research suggests pigeons pose very little risk, if any risk at all, of spreading the disease. The European Commission agreed to waive the moratorium until October 20, but member states have the power to apply their own rules on animal transport, with France still requiring veterinary checks. Mike McGrevy, who has been keeping racing pigeons since childhood, said, "From my loft to a local point, they're put into sealed containers, put into a purpose-built transporter, taken to France, let go. Pigeons fly out of the crates, don't touch the floor. It's never been a problem for over 100 years, so why should it be a problem now? Just because of Brexit." Fanciers have been putting pressure on the government to ensure the current ban on cross-channel pigeon racing is overturned. Under post-Brexit regulation, the birds need to travel with a health certificate signed off by a veterinarian and would need to be in the European Union for 21 days before release. The races, which have taken place for over 100 years, see the pigeons being released in France to make their way back to their owners in England in a journey ranging between 21 to 120 miles depending on the release location. Labour MP John Healey said he has written to Environment Secretary George Eustace urging him to strike new talks with the European Union to have the post-Brexit bureaucratic requirements lifted as soon as possible. Mr. Healey said, "Owners appreciate the need for stringent regulations for movement into the EU, but these birds are low risk and are not being imported, only transported then released. This should have been resolved as part of the Brexit terms and now needs an agreement with the EU."